guys doing today? Um, Today I wanted to talk about something that I've been thinking about a long time. And it's just been on my mind, and I forgot to even make a video about it. But today I wanted to talk about the switch between high school and sixth form or college, if you want to call it that. The switch between the both. So what I really wanted to talk about is how different it feels, even when people don't speak about it. Because in high school, you're focused on things such as partying, social status, and lots of like materialistic type things. And you feel like because people enjoy high school so much because it kind of feels like you'll be in high school forever. It feels like it's just gonna go on and on and on. Like, and I know what it feels like when you're in high school, when you're currently in that stage. It's like it's kind of difficult to think of anything else, like boring life and things like that. You're just like you're so free. You feel like you can do whatever you want, but what I mean by whatever you want is not whatever you actually want, like freedom, like real freedom. It's more like, oh, I can go on Insta and do this. I can post, and people really care about the wrong things in high school, which is the biggest thing. You care about the wrong things. You care about your looks, status, and all these things. And this is especially apparent in where I live, and my city. A lot of people care about their status, and they feel like they're on top of the world, but really they're relevant compared to most places. I live in the UK, but yeah, my city is quite irrelevant compared to places like maybe London or something. And I'm not saying that as people in London they're the best people possible, because people in London also have their own problems, which I'll talk about separately in another video. Um, but yeah, a lot of people in my city and even everywhere, I think that's true. Like everywhere in the world is true. When you're in high school, you really care about the wrong things. You care about looks, girls, status, money, and not even in the correct ways. Because yes, as you get older, you still need to care a bit about these types of things, but not to the extent that you would in high school. And I think this is really like true for me personally. I don't know what other people have experienced, but in my opinion, what I see, because I feel I'm kind of mature for my age, because from in high school I'll still have the ability to look outward and kind of look deeper than what I actually saw. So I would see a lot of people caring about the wrong things, as I've said many times, and I would kind of like if it was in a social setting or physical setting. I am an introvert as well, but at the same time, I was still able to talk to people. So the whole reason isn't because I'm introverted, but I could like look, and I can just see through a person's heart and what they were thinking, and I think that was really powerful because it was able to make me start to mature more. And obviously, I would still have fun. I went to parties, this, that, yeah, sure. Um, I wasn't all mature, and I still am not all mature. I'm not to the fullest extent because I'm still quite young. And I'm not gonna be mature that quick. But I think for my age, I am quite mature, and I could see into through people's hearts, and I could see what they were feeling kind of in that moment. And what it was really, it was just they were kind of confused. So they'd be feeling like, okay, I need to look this, I need to do this, I need to do that. Like I need to be social. I need all these friends, all the friends in the world. But really, it wasn't all about that, and that's not what they were thinking. It was mostly just I want to do all of this without thought. But what I would be thinking is, how could people really think like this, like have this shallow mindset without actual thought? Because my mindset was quite shallow as well. I'm not gonna say I was above it all. I had a shallow mindset as well. I was interested in doing parties. I was interested in going out, having loads of friends, and just things like that, and girls. But really, all of this didn't matter because the reason why I'm seeing the switch between high school and college is because well, in the UK anyway, in the UK, that switch between high school and college, because like in America or something, high school is a whole completely different thing from college. But in the UK, it's literally just one step forward. And the biggest change I felt from that is that you lose a lot of friends. And I know this is obvious, but that loss of friends can really change your perspective on life. And that's what happened to me. So I'm finished with high school. Okay, summer, I do a lot of stuff. Summer, I go beach, barbecues, whatever, and I go out with people. I'm caring about girls, trying to talk to girls, this, that, you name it, all of that. And I end up at the end of the summer, everything goes quiet. I start sixth form. I'd go sixth form. It's the same thing as college. So sixth form college. I start sixth form, and what I notice is that your notifications, all those people that you thought were there, no, you you switch to college, and it all disappears. All the things that you thought were gonna stay there forever, or not even forever, but for a long time, they just dissipate in that click of the finger. The click of the finger is gone. It's all gone. Um, that's what I experienced, and what I really thought about when I experienced that is, why did I care so much in the beginning? Why was it that I had to care about things like this? Because when you're in high school, if you want the full high school experience, you, like most people would say, you need to care about this stuff, care about that, care about this. But what I experienced, like me myself, what I experienced is that you don't need to care about most of it. Most of it is all garbage. Obviously, you need to have fun, take pictures for memories, and a lot of things like that. But um, when you transfer from being in high school, being 15, 16, and then being in college, being whatever age you are, you could be in college up to 18 or something like that. The switch between the ages aren't like that much different. It's the switch between schools. Because in high school, friends are granted to you, they're given to you, and you just think nothing of it. You just have loads of friends. You want more. You want more. You're never satisfied with how many friends you want or how many friends you have anyway. And that's a big problem, because when you switch over, you will notice you will be drained of friends. You will be drained of friends. Only the people that you've actually spoken to and actually made sure to build a relationship with, and actually talk on a deeper level, or maybe even just speak to on a regular basis, those are the people that stick. And for me, I only have one person, really. I only have a couple even, and most of them are still in school with me, so it is quite easy to talk to them. But I have one that actually I can speak to wherever, whenever. And that's really powerful, because those are the only relationships that actually stick. And that's what I noticed in high school, and I think between high school and college, because in high school you have quantity over quality, and from college to college you have quality over quantity. And that change in amount of friends, not just, it's not the amount of friends that changes when you switch over, it's your mindset. Because once you have a little amount of friends, then you become someone that thinks on a deeper level, and thinks on levels beyond how you thought in high school. And that's what I experienced personally. um I've really thought about my deeper meaning, not just my purpose and what I want to do, but things such as existence, which I've spoken about in another video. I've thought on deeper levels where I've never thought I could actually think. And that really comes from the silence that comes with college, because after high school, silence is powerful. Silence is really loud after college, and that's something I didn't experience in high school. I was constantly thinking about things such as girls, and not just thinking about it, engaging with things like this, and always just being in that headspace. I need to do this, music, whatever, just in general, you know what I mean. And when you that noise just turns off, when all of that noise just turns off in an instant, you just really think to yourself like, all those years in high school, what was I really doing? And it doesn't mean you have to be doing something in high school. You can waste as much time as you want in high school. Obviously, it doesn't mean like actually waste your time and just be nothing. But you can have as much fun as you want in high school. It is worth it. But it makes you think more about why all these things were done. Because in high school, right, you don't think about stuff like this. You don't think, why do I do this? Why do I do that? You think, let me just do this, let me do that. I saw my friend do it, let me do it. And that sort of thinking goes away with college gradually for some people, in an instant. For me, it went in an instant because the reduction in friends was crazy. And the connections that I thought I made with people didn't really last. I have friends that I went out with, I was in school, we made jokes, this and that. Soon as I left, or as soon as, not even, I'm still in the same school, but I just went up a tier. Most of the people that I talked to left, and with them leaving, they also left the connection. Um, I have I have them on social media, but we rarely speak. If I reach out, they won't reach out. If they reach out, I reach out, and that just makes the connection not worth building up. Because if I'm gonna have to rely on them responding to me, then it's not gonna work out because they will never actually reach out to try and speak to me, and that's just not like a couple people. That's quite a lot of people that I used to speak to, a lot of people that I thought made connections, and we live we live all in like, some people live in different cities, some people live in the same city, but it's like there's a barrier there. The barrier is between the mindset, because they would be in a mindset where it's like they're still in kind of that high school mindset, and I would be in a mindset where it's like I don't want to just go out just for the sake of it and do this and that. I actually want to start building that connection deeper, because without that deeper connection, the older you get, the more it separates. If you don't build that deeper connection and trust before getting older and before actually going both ways, then it's just gonna break apart and it will fall apart very quickly. And I don't want to make deeper connections just to talk to them like for a long time. I want to make a deeper connection because that is what true friendship is. Because I think all relationships should have some sort of deeper meaning. Because without that deeper meaning, it kind of just ends up being acquaintances. You're just acquaintances with someone. You just know them, that person. Obviously, you can be casual friends, but you can always have something deeper. And by something deeper, I mean a couple deep talks, a couple goals that you guys want have, or maybe you speak about your goals, or maybe you speak about something that is beyond just everyday life. And I think that's what's really powerful, because with humans, the thing that differentiates us with animals and wildlife and robots, whatever, is that our emotions are strong. We have emotions. We have a conscience. We have a soul. And I'm not saying that other creatures don't have souls, but I'm saying as in we have a soul in a way we can connect with other people. And a lot of people dismiss that nowadays. Like, they will think about, oh yeah, I want to talk to this person because of materialistic things. They look cool, maybe they look good, but all these things don't matter, because say once you're dead, it's all gone. There's nothing left. Everything goes with it. But if you have that deeper connection, at least you know that you you talk to that person. And I know it might not seem something you can understand right now, but it seems like you actually connected with that person. You didn't just talk to them because of materialistic things, social status, whatever. You talked to them because it was them, you know? Because what differentiates talking with 10 people just because of social status? Nothing. There's no difference other than personality, looks, whatever. But if it's all for the same reason, there's no difference. But if you speak to each person with a deeper meaning, there is a difference, because you all have different experiences and different meanings and purposes to life. And I think that's really what's powerful. And all of this I've realized from the switch. from high school to college. I would have never realized it if I was still in high school, and I wouldn't even be making this video. And my YouTube, my other YouTube, even all of this happened because I switched from high school to college, and not obviously because I wanted to, but because that's just how the flow goes. But the switch made me really realize a lot of things and become more of a person because of that. Because now I can just look at something and just kind of get an overview of it and kind of just look outwards, which a lot of people don't have that power to look outwards and kind of look at the bigger picture. People don't have that anymore. Like when people hear the bigger picture, they kind of dismiss it. It doesn't sound like much, but when you see the bigger picture, you really see the bigger picture. Like you start to believe in things such as this. Like you just believe in things like this, and I don't know how to put it into any more words, but that's really what I'm feeling right now. Feeling kind of chaotic in my heart. I'm not fully to the point where I think um I'm complete. I'm not complete just yet. Not even just yet, but I've got a long way to go. Many experiences to complete before I can actually feel like I've finished everything. And I don't think I ever will, which is the beauty of human life. You never finish what you started. And obviously you would want an end to it, but there is no end. Um, you just keep going, just keep going. Well, the end is death for all of us, but yeah, that's just about it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Maybe I went a bit off track, but I think I stayed well within the lines. Um, I'll make another video in a couple days, maybe tomorrow even. And I hope you enjoyed this video. As I said, goodbye.